I realize we didn't get into combat too much last time, but maybe you're asking yourself, how can I kill more Zeds more quickly? Well, fence fighting is the answer. Fence fighting is the truth. With that montage out of the way, now we can talk fence fighting in a little more detail. Off top, I'll say that short blunt might be the meta, at least for fence fighting. We're talking hammers, pipes, broken handles, branches, whatever. For one thing, they're common, so you'll always have one. They're more durable too, so they last longer, and when they break, who cares, because you have another one. They don't get dull or need to be sharpened, and they're light. In any event, as a commenter on my last video pointed out, it's a good idea to switch to your short blunt sidearm when you've got your Zed on the ground. But while we're talking weapons, I have to ask you guys, has everyone else found axes to be less powerful in Build 42, like I have? I mean, I'm a firefighter, but I've mostly been smoking Zeds with short blunts. Axes have been pretty rare. I didn't find my first fire axe until a month in. But either way, it's still a good idea to use weapons for which you have skill bonuses, because they'll become stronger, faster. And when you get to the higher levels, anything you don't have a bonus in slows way down. But for fence fighting, quick short blunts kill Zeds as fast as anything else, and they preserve your energy too, so you can go on killing even more before you need a rest. Now there are a couple of dangers and a couple of advantages to be aware of when it comes to fence fighting. First and most importantly, you'll want to avoid getting knocked onto the ground yourself. So if multiple Zeds are coming over the fence at the same time, and you're not able to stun lock all of them, you need to move, and fast. In fact, if multiple Zeds are coming over the fence at the same time, you might just want to move immediately and play it safe. Also, I should say all of this is facilitated by a character with max fitness and the gymnast trait. These help you vault fences with ease, while characters who are less fit and don't take traits like graceful or gymnast probably won't have as nice of a time. And if you're clumsy, forget about it. That's another trait I never take and find pretty annoying. In Build 41, I couldn't vault over almost anything without taking an injury when I played with clumsy. Another pitfall of fence fighting is the targeting issues. If you happen to get caught swinging and hit nothing like I did twice in a row here, you can stun lock yourself and become vulnerable to Zeds either coming over the fence or coming for your rear, so you'll want to be mindful of that. Another advantage to fence fighting comes when you can use two fences together, like I did here, or like this. Now the main thing about fence fighting, you might say, is that you're using the environment to your advantage, and splitting up the Zeds for safer and easier kills. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but many of the Zeds now are deaf and dumb in the new build, and sometimes you don't even need a fence. Just moving around can create the kind of separation that you need in order to simply shove them over and deal with them that way. Or at least buy you the time to take a rest, smoke, eat, drink, or fulfill any of your other many needs. And speaking of resting, across that sequence I probably had to rest 3 or 4 times. But resting is low-key kind of dangerous. You're gonna need to be careful about when and how you do it. As in, don't do it like this, be smart, don't be stupid, not like me. You don't want to have any blind spots and be speeding up time in those blind spots. In fact, it's a good idea to rest completely in the open so that you can at least see what's coming. Or to do it with your back to a fence so you can't just get grabbed from behind. And if you're gonna want to speed up time while you rest, because who doesn't, you'll need to be extra careful. Now if you haven't already done this, I would recommend binding 2x speed to something. I used the letter B. This makes it easier to get through slower timed actions without having to scroll up to the top right-hand portion of your screen and clicking it manually. Either way, it's nice to be able to easily speed up time when you don't feel like just sitting there. And there's an important corollary to this, an option under the accessibility menu, which makes it so that when your timed actions finish, you go back to regular speed. There's a couple other things to mention. One, beta blockers are now more rare in Build 42. These are an important boost to combat, especially for when the Zeds are in bigger numbers, because beta blockers reduce panic. So you might want to be more choosy about when you use them, but if you got them, pop them. And I would still say that taking panic traits is fine, but just know we're probably going to have to find new ways to navigate this moodle. It was something that you could totally negate in Build 41 with how plentiful the beta blockers were, but I don't think that's possible anymore. And speaking of moodles, Zomboid, if anything, is a game of moodle management, and the combat portion of it is no different. So you'll often need to smoke, eat, drink, rest, pop pills, and have coffee in the middle of it. You basically never want to be fighting when any of those negative moodles are up or aggravated, when you're fatigued, tired, or stressed, in other words, or injured for that matter, because if you keep going, it can get so bad that the Zeds might overwhelm you. Now you can get away with all of this once you know what you're doing, but it takes time to get a feel for it. As for that little stinky green moodle, this is probably the most dead corpses I've been around in Build 42, but I didn't get corpse sickness, with or without a face covering, so I'm not exactly sure how bad things need to get before you get corpse sickness. But if you're around too many corpses, you'll want to cover your face with something in order to avoid that, and if you do get corpse sickness, you can leave the area to make it go away. As for the little blue constipation face, I don't believe it affects combat, but it does affect happiness. So after a long day of slaying Zeds, you're probably going to want to go home and have a couple of cold ones. Or some boxed wine. Apparently the developers think boxed wine gets you fucked up. One last thought. I think that in this version of the game, this sort of in the shit combat is going to be a lot more fun and varied. It's not just herding them up into conga lines anymore. It's more of a three-dimensional experience. And it might be weird to say, but it's as if the combat got an immersion update too. It has more of a grimy and authentic, less arcade-like feel to it. And this particular engagement, at least, I gotta say, was pretty fun. It's fun to edit too. Anyways, you guys have been pretty good with pointing out all the things I've missed or been wrong about and other changes that I wasn't aware of, so please keep doing that. It seems as if the Indie Stone has broken almost every meta that was in the game from Build 41, so I'm still learning too. But that's gonna do it for now. If you have any other thoughts, comments, or concerns, please feel free to post them in the comments. Alright, I'm out. Peace.